My work in human-computer interaction primarily relies on critical design, queer theory, and critical race theory. So a lot of what I'm looking at is ways of bringing different forms of social justice theory and organizing into the design and deployment of technology in HCI. Technology is not immune to all of the sort of other societal forces that we're dealing with every day, right? So I think that there can be a narrative that technology is objective, right? It's scientific, it's engineered, it's built, it's separate from sort of all of these sort of soft science issues, but that's not true, right? Technology is built by people. All people bring their different personal experiences, their biases to the table, and that gets built into the technology that we create. A lot of what my lab does is a mixture of qualitative research, storytelling research, where we're looking at these contexts of marginalization, these contexts of empowerment for technology. And then we do design research. So we are designing games, designing other kinds of interactive technologies to investigate those scenarios, to disrupt those scenarios, and to learn more about those. So to give an example, a big area that I work in is game design, and we know that the games industry is not representative of the general population. People of color are underrepresented in the games industry. Women and non-binary people are underrepresented. And that means that the games that we produce tend not to be made for those groups. One study that I'm currently working on looks at people who play the video game series The Sims, and there are so many people of color who are playing that video game series, but the base game content really does not reflect the lived experiences of those game players. A lot of what we're doing there is looking at what are these communities who love this video game content, what are they doing to make the game reflect themselves more? And then on the design side, we're looking at, well, how can we change the games industry? How can we design games better? What does it look like to make the game more inclusive from the start, and trying to deliver some of those findings back out to the broader games industry. Some of the things that HCI does really well is frame things around problem solving and finding out where can we swoop in there with technology to help. What I'm interested in is opening that lens even wider, right? How do we do things that center people in marginalizing contexts, that is for their joy, that's silly, for their wellness, that's frivolous. So that's what I call designing for flourishing. Being more inclusive, being more open is not about sort of splitting up resources into these sort of increasingly smaller chunks. It's about allowing people to be their full selves and to bring that to the table, and to have an environment that is more open for everyone, that is more collaborative, is more interdisciplinary, and it just means that the world is a little bit better for all of us.